Just the fact that Aaron wants him to lose his
He's always so available. He gives his number and email out to anyone who needs it. And even, I'm speaking on behalf of Dr. Steve. He hasn't asked me to, but like, even if Aaron asked, he would today for help, medical help. He would do what he can to help him. He's great.
Such a worthless human. I do find how he is tard-splaining anything about being a doctor or detailing how Dr. Steve is on the ropes eye-opening and hilarious. He can't perceive reality.
I have said it a million times. Aaron is totally delusional and the most capable of unaliving someone in the whole Dabbleverse tard pack.
Wow.
Remember how he like threw aside Coach Scott when he was no longer helpful?
Yep.
Like Coach Scott was someone who went into bat for Aaron, and then as soon as he was no longer helpful to Aaron, Aaron started going out of his way.
Racist.
Yeah.
Like he literally was just like, I brought this guy and his home was out in this lock. Coach Scott didn't want to help him. You know, he's no good. It's like, Jesus. That's all it took, huh?
He's saying he could beat him in a fight now. Like he's like, I wish I would have straightened him out when I was down. Like that's how he talks about Coach Scott.
Yeah, Aaron's a piece of shit. I'm with you.
It's obvious that everyone in that Kiwi farm site are a bunch of parasocial lames. They all want to seem morally correct when they come off as the worst of the worst. They act like Nick snuck into his house and boy oiled his daughter's pet rabbit. They first said it was about Nick's kids. Well, the authorities stepped in. They have more information than you and allowed the kids back to the parents. Melton, they will say he's a PDF file forever over jokes he made or a song or whatever. But be cool with Jim Norton and Uncle Paul. Or the other dregs of society reading to children. Aaron found his people. A bunch of fucking born losers like John Melendez. Life is too hard for people.
They start from a position of hating Nick. Like that's their main guy to hate. Yeah. And then the radius of like attack increases more and more until they're like digging into one random chatter's history, like criminal history or something like that. Of like Patrick's channel. So it's like not even Nick. It's Nick whose enemy is Aaron, whose enemy is Patrick's chatter is the one that they dig into.
It's funny because people come into the Dabbleverse go, you know, like Gino says this or Grillo. They'll be like, this is all just like hate. It's like, what are you watching? MLC? Because the rest of us are like having fun, you know?
Yeah, I remember when I was on John's show and Vince the lawyer was doxing my family as we were talking because he was John's co-host, and I pointed it out to him, and he's like, "Yeah, you know, Dabbleverse is an evil place." And, you know, that's you. You let this happen. That's you, John.
Mama Kay deliberately walked up to Aaron's lawyer while he was talking to the judge and asked for a card because she might need a lawyer because Nick is harassing her too. She's the one constantly showing up wherever Nick is. She's obviously jealous of Aaron, April, and Kayla, and has probably masturbated to Nick's giant bird.
I don't know about that.
It would be like, it's hard for someone like Sean, like potentially criminal, or this Mama Kay, the amount of attention that they'd be getting just for being against Nick and doing all of that stuff. It's quite intoxicating. Like there'd be a whole group of people who are otherwise very toxic saying very nice things to you the whole time and being encouraging. And this might be the most attention they've been getting in a very long time. So it's totally understandable why they would continue doing that sort of stuff.
I hope the dabblers go balls to the walls on Aaron. You don't fuck with Dr. Steve.
I agree.
Clippers United says, I went to Vegas. Dr. Steve was nice. The other guys were assholes. But, I mean, I've been telling you that they're assholes.
Oh, I mean, guys, why don't you go to know-it-all Aaron? He knows it all. I don't know what your problem is.
They're guys with 300-400 fans, and like 90 of them showed up.
Is that true? There were 90 people at that show, Mooney?
There were more than definitely more than 90.
It would still be bigger than his event at Stoney's.
Right. It'd be twice the size of his event at Stoney's if there were 90 people, but there were way more than that.
And they think that makes him somebody. I'm the only one in this world going, guys, I've been way bigger than this. This is my penance for f***ing up. You guys understand that you're doing for a living what I'm doing as a penance for f***ing up. You guys are not, you know, I want to tell these other podcasters, you aren't my first choice. I don't know why Steve would stick his neck out like that. I don't know why he would go to stick his neck out like that.
He's like actively trying to fuck with Steve. You know, he said earlier, he's like, yeah, you know, Steve's in a tailspin. He's all nervous about this. And so now he's like jabbing the needle. He's just like, Steve, I don't know why you did this, man. It's going to end up bad for you. He's like really trying to fuck with Dr. Steve over a note so that Patrick wasn't at a fucking hearing. Who gives a shit?
He's fanning the flames and trying to turn this into as big of a fire as possible.
Yes.
He doesn't
All
care
week.
who it consumes. Like that's
All week long.
That's what it comes down to.
Aaron, can Dr. Steve cure your chins? No, he's not licensed to practice medicine in Minnesota. Hobo Chili says, Aaron, this is going to bite you in the ass. Now, it can't. I didn't do any. I've literally done nothing.
Huh. Literally done nothing.
Can I talk to Aaron for a second? Can I talk to him?
Please.
Do you mind?
'Cause I didn't bring
Yeah,
up
go
the
for it.
DEA or the medical board. He did, but go ahead.
For me, he crossed the line and did something even worse than Stuttering John when he went after Dr. Steve, not for something he'd done, but for being a hospice doctor. When he mocked that all he does is put on sandals and give morphine. Aaron, you're the one who claims to have a relationship with God and your Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Well, I got to tell you something. We were all talking before the show, and I don't care if you're an atheist or what God you believe in. If there is any kind of higher power out there, what you've done goes against it. It's the opposite of humanity. It's being inhuman. When you embarrass a hospice doctor for being a hospice doctor, when you mock that decision, do you know there's nothing harder in the world than being a hospice doctor? And not because of dealing with the person that's dying. That's the easy part, Aaron. The difficult part is talking to the family and telling them that it's done and having to live with that when they don't agree. That's what you do every day. I know a lot of these people, and they tend to be the most beautiful people in the world who are very hard partiers and have very big personalities because they have a lot of stuff to get rid of. Yeah. That's what they do. You talk about morality and faith, and this God that you pledge allegiance to is a awesome and vengeful God. So it's not too late to take this back and repent what you just said, because you can accuse him of anything when you want, but when you shit on him for taking the noblest, hardest job in the world, I weep for what you have waiting for you when your time comes. Ta-da!
All right. Excellent job. Don't call us. We'll call you. Next.
Did I get the part?
Adam, well said. Very well said. It's insane that like Aaron claims to be this guy who's above it all and knows better than all of us. And yet, as soon as he feels slighted by someone, just because, and really what this all comes down to is that Dr. Steve is Team Patrick. Dr. Steve likes NLO. He was at Hackamania. So this note is just an excuse to go after him. He'd love to find a reason to go after anyone who attended this event.
But also,
that means they're against Aaron in his mind.
Dr. Steve isn't on Team Patrick or Team Hackamania.
No,
he's
he's
on
not.
Team everyone.
He's not.
Yes, he is.
Of course.
He will literally help anyone, even the people who have been the worst to him.
But
like,
Dr. Steve does love the Dabbleverse. He loves NLO. He loves WATP. He loves these shows.
You want to get into Christianity. I think he's one of the most Christ-like people around. Like, as far as like trying to heal absolutely everyone that's around and trying
he
to show as
lives
much
by
compassion.
example and doesn't tell anyone what to do. He just does it, and you're in awe of it.
Yeah.
Right.
Dude with $1 says palliative care or hospice doctors can exceed the DEA guidelines on painkillers. If he did write scripts, the DEA might have some questions. Well, I got emails from 2 or 3 different people that said they're going, I think I should report this to the DEA. It's like, I don't know. I just know of the bullshit note.
Wow. So now he's not even like saying, don't do that. Now he's just saying like, yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, I guess you could go to the fucking drug enforcement agency on Dr. Steve. This guy's lost his mind. He's just trying to fuck with Steve at this point.
Let's get Cash Patel in this as well. Like, if
Yeah,
we call
right,
it
exactly. Such a shithead. It's the same thing with Stuttering John going to the FBI over Kate Meany. It's like, this is nothing, you idiot. Stop it.
That's all I know. The bullshit get out of jail free card that he wrote.
Get out of jail free card? He didn't want to travel to St. Cloud, Minnesota, which you should be for. You shouldn't want him anywhere near you. You have a restraining order out against him.
The rest, he opened himself up to all those other questions by writing that retarded note.
Oh, okay. So Dr. Steve deserves the DEA looking into him and medical board. Okay. That makes sense.
Again, that's the Stuttering John thing. You opened yourself up to being doxxed by joining the Dabbleverse. Yes, by you, John.
Right.
Steve opened himself up to questions from you. You're the one. Just stop it. And they all go away.
Putting this all into place.
That is a different, you know what, that'll all come out later. But it's just to open yourself up to all that when you have a palliative care career and you've been in, and you're an old man, like he's an elderly man. Why would you risk it for a guy with a fucking hunchback in Las Vegas? Because you want the weird, creepy stalker podcasters with HROs on them to think you're fucking cool?
See, this is again, we were talking about this on, I think, Dabbleverse Live this week, where people don't realize that some people don't have motives like Aaron does. It's just like, why would Dr. Steve do something nice for this guy? Because he wants people to like him? You know, we were talking about this with Rocco taking us all out to dinner. Not you, Adam, but the rest of us. And
it sounded like a lot of fun.
Chad Zubak's like, was he trying to buy friends? Like, why would you do something like this? It's like, sometimes there aren't nefarious motivations behind things. Sometimes Dr. Steve is just a mensch and just wants to do nice things for people who deserve it and could use his help. And this idea that Aaron sees us and just goes, oh, you're just looking for acceptance from the NLO crowd. It's like, well, Dr. Steve already has that. He doesn't need anything.
Aaron sees every relationship as transactional.
Right.
But he's unaware that you can have genuine relationships with people that don't lie with you expecting them to do stuff for you or give you things.
Right.
Like, you can just be nice to each other and not.
Why would you write a note for Patrick Medley when you know I could have ruined your life over this? Like, well, I don't think Steve was thinking this is going to ruin my life, because it won't. That's retarded.
But didn't you know there are evil people like me out there that are going to come after you?
Right. Yeah.